Hello, everyone. I'm Minister James Moss, and this is Continuing Education. Hey, we're starting a new book. This one is the Book of Luke. All right, the Gospel according to Luke, and actually, Luke is responsible for writing actually two books in the Bible, which is the Gospel according to Luke and the Book of Acts. But he's also present in some other things, so he may have written bits and pieces of other parts of the epistles from Paul. He probably helped with some of the writing with John Mark and Peter. Who knows? Luke was the smart guy. All right, so listen, we're going to get started. This is the introduction, and what we normally do, if you're not familiar with what we do here with continuing education, is I'll read the introduction to the lesson that the video is going to cover, give the scriptures, then we read the scriptures from the King James Version, which is the tongue twister, and then we come back here to our life application New Testament commentary, and we see what the commentary has to say about it. And you know, if there's something that I strongly disagree with, then I'll speak on it. If I strongly agree about it, I might speak on it, or we just may continue with what the commentary say and be like, okay, we got it. So listen, don't rush through these videos, because these videos are really here to help understand. It's not to tell you, oh, this is the all in all one, this is the only way to interpret, the scriptures. But no, it's to help you understand, just get a generalization of what the scripture is saying. I always say, meditate on it, pray, ask God for revelation, ask God for discernment, and then ask God how to apply it to your life. So we're going to get started. This first one is entitled Luke's Purpose in Writing. Okay. And one of the things I like to let people know also is I do not pre-read the commentaries. Okay. So as I read the commentaries, I may stumble up or something, but a lot of times, hey, if it's something new, hey, I'm learning it just like you are. And the other thing is, before you actually get involved in the book, I would strongly suggest that you watch the first video, which is entitled Before You Dive In -Luke. Okay, and what that's going to do is going to kind of set the stage for what you're about to encounter in the book of Luke. All right, so without further ado, we're going to go verses 1 through 4, Luke's purpose for writing. All right, or purpose in writing. All right, so here we go. Luke opens his gospel with the explanation that though he was not himself an eyewitness of Jesus's ministry, he wanted the eyewitness accounts to be preserved accurately and the foundations of Christian belief transmitted intact to the next generations. This is evident in his gospel, for 30% of it is new information, not contained in the other three gospels. As you read this gospel, watch the way Luke carefully presents all the evidence surrounding Jesus' life, death, and resurrection to Theophilus, a Gentile Christian. All right, so here we go. We're going to cover the first 4 verses, and then we'll come back to our commentary. All right. For as much as many have taken in hand to set forth in order a declaration of those things which are most surely believed among us, even as they delivered them unto us, which from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word, it seemed good to me also, having had perfect understanding of all things from the very first, to write unto thee in order, most excellent Theophilus, that thou mightest know the certainty of those things wherein thou hast been instructed. Okay. See, that went pretty good, because normally, man, I'll jack up the King James Version, man, because it's we get into some of the twists and turns and stuff, man, and it's like, ooh. But all right, let's go. All right, so here we go, verses 1 and 2. The first 4 verses of the Gospel of Luke are one sentence in Greek. Luke's sophisticated Greek writing style, revealed in this preference, set his work apart from the other 3 Gospels. The Gospels of Matthew and Mark were written at about the same time as Luke, and apparently many other witnesses and writers had also written about the events that took place during Jesus' life and ministry, using as their source material the reports circulating from the disciples and other eyewitnesses. Now, talk about a long sentence. That was a long sentence as well. All right. Luke perceived a need to put the facts from these other written sources into an account, written especially for a Gentile believer who needed to understand Jesus' story. Believers today owe the Gospels and the Book of Acts to writers who, like Luke, took the carefully preserved oral information from eyewitnesses and wrote it down. Theophilus literally means one who loves God. While this may be a general term for all believers, it is a proper name, and with the title most honorable indicates a person of some rank or distinction. The book of Acts, also written by Luke, is likewise addressed to Theophilus. Verses 3 and 4, Luke, as an educated Gentile believer and a medical doctor, paid attention to details. He carefully investigated all of these accounts from the beginning and then wrote a careful summary. Luke wanted to reassure Theophilus of the truth of all he had been taught. All right. So that gets us started in the book of Luke. Take the time out to make sure you understand it before moving forward. And one thing that I always tell my viewers, keep studying. All right. God bless you and continue to study.